Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail, OTA 4. We doing the OTA 4 recap. And let me tell you something real quick. OTA 3 last week when the media had access and the beat writers were in the building. It was so much information out there you can trip over. That's how much information was out there. It was all over the place. You could have tripped over all the information that you were getting from practice in OTA 3. OTA 4, no media access, no beat writers, and I got one page, maybe a paragraph from Giants.com. Shout out to Dan Salamone, even though it wasn't a lot of information. Shout out to Dan Salamone for keeping us updated. But just some little details about practice. Again, one big storyline did close up. I'll talk about that in a second. But other than that, this is going to be a short recap. I'm just going to let you guys know that right now. But again, I'm giving you guys the daily news when I get it so I can share it with the Giants community. So again, we had a short practice today, and it was a short practice today because it was the Giants' annual golf classic. So they cut practice short. All the people that participated in the golf classic, I'm pretty sure, had a fun time. But they cut the practice short. So that's one reason why this recap is probably going to be short as well. The majority of the practice, though, since we're getting into this practice, was 11 on 11. So I would assume since the majority of the practice was 11 on 11, you didn't see much of Daniel Jones. But you know who you did see? You saw a lot of Darius Slayton because he ended his holdout. I'm assuming he ended the holdout. And if you're at practice, you ended the holdout. And I will say this, just to be honest, this was the wrong year to try to hold out with possible replacements in the building. But I'm still happy to see that Darius Slayton was in the building, ended his holdout, and is there participating in the drills. So just a quick recap of some of the things that I saw, from Dan Salamone, was that there was a nice connection between Malik Neighbors and Tommy DeVito today. They came together for a few passes today. Outside of that, Drew Lock had a nice pass to Theo Johnson today. You also had the play of the day was a long pass to Allen Robinson. But in the notes, they did say, had it been a real game, Ryder Anderson would most likely have had the sack. And that play would have never existed. Also, they put a little bit of an emphasis on the defense having a strong day today. So that tells me that the defense won the day. They did highlight that Dexter Lawrence was able to get pressure often in practice today. Caused a bunch of hurry-up throws, getting people, off their timing. Fantastic. It's Dexter Lawrence. It's no pads. Of course, you're not going to be able to do much with them. Even with pads, you couldn't do much with them. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Deonte Banks had a couple of pass breakups. They said he had a pretty good day. And then also, Brian Dable was at the podium. He talked a little bit about Neighbors, or was asked about Neighbors, and he just, sung his praises a little bit, saying he's doing extra work after practice with wide receiver coach Mike Groh. Said it reminded him of what Hyatt did last year and what Wan'Dale Robinson did the year before that. Rookies coming in, putting in the work, trying to get the playbook down and stuff like that. And those are things that you love to hear. High-profile guy like Malik Neighbors putting in the extra work to make sure that he's right on schedule and can be called on when needed. And we're going to need a lot of Malik Neighbors this upcoming season. But yeah, so that's a quick recap, man. Again, the news of the day, Darius Slayton back in the building and practicing. Happy about that. Salute to you, Darius Slayton, for doing that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, I told you guys it was going to be a short recap. Hopefully tomorrow's practice, because they do have OTA 5 and 6 tomorrow and Thursday. Hopefully we get a little bit more news, a little bit more information that I can share and give you guys a little bit of feedback. But I would say this. They said that Ryder Anderson would have had the would-be sack. That's a name that I thought about. That's a name that I forgot about. When I was talking about the defensive line and guys that can possibly play next to Dexter Lawrence, I forgot about Ryder Anderson. Obviously, his season was cut short last year due to injury. He showed some flashes in 2022, made the team as a UDFA. So you always respect the effort that these guys put in, especially the UDFAs. But that's a name that I forgot about. And again, when you're thinking about this defensive line and who's going to play next to Dexter Lawrence, right now it seems like it's wide open. Yes, you have Nacho penciled in. as the guy that's going to be next to Dexter Lawrence. But on the other side, again, we had Ashawn and Nacho last year. Ashawn's gone. You have Nacho now. Jordan Riley, DJ Davidson, Ryder Anderson, another name that people forgot about. Elijah Chapman, another UDFA, and then Casey, another UDFA. There's a strong chance that one of these UDFAs can make the 53. But also it's guys that we forgot about, that guys that were injured last year, guys like Ryder Anderson, also has a chance to make the team. But yeah, just my quick thoughts about that. But again, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.